So I'm going to use whole sign because that seems like that was the one that was most relevant to you. So this is you. So this is you, your Leo rising. So that's your first house. Your second house is Virgo. Your third house is Libra, and on and on. And the planets are going to show you, the first thing that I look at when I look at an astrology chart is where are all the planets situated. So are they on the top or on the bottom? Because when we were going through the chart, when we were going through the chart and I was describing it, if you notice the first part of it, the body, what we eat, like our money, the mind. The fourth house is the home. The fifth house is our creative potential. The sixth house is our health and routines. These are all things that we work on for ourselves, and they're individualistic. They're not about anybody else. After we get to the seventh house, that's when we start involving other people. So that's the relationship. That's like also the relationship. The ninth house is, when we go to church or mosque and stuff like that, it's like the people we see there. 10th house is like our boss. So this is like, we're getting more and more public and stuff. So when you have planets that are situated on the bottom, which is what you have, that means your life, the emphasis is basically going to be more on developing who you are as a person. And it's not really going to be about, doing something to show other people and be on display. So and I think this is like a really good thing, because your life path is to like know who you are as a soul versus like being on show for people that you'll never meet or whatever. But you have to really develop your character, and you have to develop who you are, how you feel, and you'll see like, sometimes if somebody has like a lot of planets on this half, this is like where the relationship part starts. So like the family versus, family versus like me, family, like the romance partner, all this. If you have planets over here, and I've met people who've had it, and I've asked them, I was like, have you had to give up a part of your life to help somebody else? And they've told me like their story, and this is true. Because when you have planets on this side of the natal chart, you have, so this is the theory, you have less of an control over the fate of your life. So like, which I don't totally believe, but basically it's, your life path is going to be based on other people. So you could want to have dreams of becoming like a doctor or something, but your mom gets sick, so you have to like drop out of school and take care of her or something like that. It's like very common. Or like their parents don't have enough money, so one person has to sacrifice their life to save up money for like their brother or something like that. So but you have all your planets over here. I have them like on this end or whatever, so it's like the same theme, where it's like we have like a clean slate. Like our life is our own life. Like no one's presence in our life should be like really deflecting from like what we want to do. It's like basically our life is in our own hands. So which I think is really cool. It's like more of an independent nature, and that's something from your chart you're probably gonna have to learn. It won't come as easy for you, because if you notice, your north node is in Aries, and Aries is a sign of independence. That means, I'll talk about this later too, but this is just like a preview of what I'm going to be talking about. But your north node is what your soul came on earth to do, to accomplish, and your south node is what you've done in the past. If you believe in past lives, what you've done in past lives. If you don't believe in past lives, it says what you did when you were younger. And it's something that it's like your comfort zone. It's like what you're used to, but we're not here to do what we're used to. We're here to stretch our personality and learn new things and like see what else we can develop in our characters. And because you have your north node in Aries, that means your south node is in Libra, where the moon is right here. So that means what you're gonna have to kind of get over in this life, and what's gonna bring you the most happiness, most success, most like fulfillment in life, is when you go away from the Libra characteristics, which is people pleasing and trying to bring harm, being so dependent on harmony to other people, like making sure everyone's okay before you make your next step. Thinking too much about the other people versus just like in Aries, they don't give a fuck. They'll just like go out and make everything happen for them, and they won't really care about the other person. Their partner usually balances this out, but yeah, that's gonna be a goal in your life, and you have a lot of like, you being Leo is gonna help you because Leo is a fire sign and Aries is a fire sign. And when I first used to look at astrology, like when I was really into it, this is all I looked at. I literally just, because it made such a huge impact on my life, to like, because I was doing everything wrong, but I didn't know that it was like wrong for me in particular. And then when I started like focusing, you know, your goal in life is going to be to focus on how you feel and what's important to you, instead of like factoring out everybody else's opinions. You're probably like too nice and too sweet, and you have to kind of give that up a little bit if you're gonna want to be like really satisfied and fulfilled in this life. And I can give you like a handle on that and stuff too. And also you'll notice that this North Node is in the 9th house. So 9th house is the higher mind, so that means your South Node is in the 3rd house, the lower mind. So some of the negative, so that's like the area of development, the North Node. When you have somebody has their North Node in the 9th house, their goal in life is to kind of it's like a being of somebody like who doesn't do the tit for tat, who doesn't gossip, who like sees the bigger picture, who doesn't worry and look at all the details, who trusts in their intuitive knowledge and stuff. So like I said, the 9th house is the house of God, right? So it's kind of like trusting in God, like understanding that life is like a spiritual journey, instead of being so like particular about all the like the to-do list and everything, like, oh, I haven't done this, I haven't done that. Like, you know, if you fail at something, it's not really failing at something, it's kind of like the joy in the journey and finding out how you're gonna make it happen and stuff, and it's like seeing the spiritual message behind how that story unravels. And that might be a little bit hard because you have all the planets. Well, if you look at the other chart, Placidus, you have, it's on the other side. So like you'll have your North Node in the 8th house, and then all your planets are in the 2nd house. So your life focus is going to be in the 2nd house of money, of self-worth, of storage, of collecting in life. And then your life path is going to be either the 9th house or the 8th house. The 8th house is being risky, like letting go of your possessions for like something that might be even better, like, you know, having that like trust and like letting go of like the small things for like the bigger journey. That's why their 8th house and 9th house are like very related, and they're both like houses of astrology. So 8th, 9th, and 12th are the astrology houses. But what was I gonna say? So when you have this many planets in one area, this is called a stellium. This is like a concentrated energy. You have your sun here, you have your Mars here, you have your Venus here, and you have your Mercury here. So many of your personal planets are here. Like if you had some generational planets, it wouldn't matter as much, because generation planets are like, they affect everybody. But these are your personal planets, and they're like all concentrated here. So that means your focus is going to be very focused on this 2nd house, and you're meant to put your focus on this area of your life too. So this house is also the house of self-esteem, self-worth. So usually like let's say somebody has like low self-esteem, but if they start saving money, this will actually give them a higher self-esteem, a higher self-worth. And it's weird, but it's true too. It's like, yeah, you know, sometimes I've had like really bad self-worth, but when I like try to start figuring out money and getting my hands on it, like when I saw the bank account getting bigger, like I felt like a lot of worthiness in my life. So in the next video, I'm gonna try to like interpret tell you like what this energy means, like what all the planets here means. Because this is also the house of like family heritage. So it's like not really like your mom, which is the 4th house, or like your nurturing feminine parent, but it's more like your heritage. So it's like your mom's mom, your mom's mom's mom, or whatever, and like, you know, that last name and stuff. So it's also a history, it's preserving. But anyways, I'll get into that a little bit later. And yeah, that's it for right now.